Hi guys, my name is Kevin, and in today's video we are going to treat a paper 1 2025 mathematics past paper. Okay, so in preparation for trial, I've tried to create I've tried to go through some of the old papers in order to understand exactly how to treat certain questions, and then I just want to make it clear to you guys, these things are very easy, and then it's up to you to actually get all those distinctions, and then you can get them if you want to get them. That's what I can say to you. So in today's video, I'm going to try and help you answer or treat or learn how to answer some of these question papers. All right. Okay, so okay, so I was testing my marker. All right, so this question here, the first question says solve for x. Okay, you can see from the way it looks that this question 1.1.1 is only 2 marks. So the one common mistakes that people make is they try to foil this thing out again and then refactorize it to get the answer. Let me show you the trick. This question is already simplified because on the right hand side we have a 0. As long as you have a 0 on the right hand side, then you can safely equate all of this on the left to 0, such that you're going to say x. Okay guys, I think my marker is not working. Just hold on for me. I'm just gonna open Notes app, and then I will try to okay, I just want to test if my marker works. Okay, so the first question says x plus 5 into brackets and then x minus 2 is equal to 0. So what you're going to do is you have x plus 5 x minus 2. So this is a 2-mark question, so the trick is simple here. If on the right hand side you have a 0, you can safely say x plus 5 is equivalent to 0, or x minus 2 is equivalent to 0, and then you know that x is equal to 0, or x is not equal to 0, x is equal to minus 5, or x is equal to 2, and then you're done. The examiner will just give you we'll just give you a mark for each. All right, this is super easy. One trick to it is that on the right hand side, if they say well, for some variants of it, if they say x plus 5 into x minus 2 is equivalent to 1, that's where you need to foil it out and then make sure everything comes to the right, like this. If they had said x plus 5, x minus 2 is equal to 1, that's when you're going to foil it out and say this times this, and then you get x squared minus 2x, and then you say 5 times x, you're going to get plus 5x, and you say negative times positive, you get a negative. 5 times 2 is 10, and then is equal to 1, and then now you say x squared minus 2 plus 3 plus 5x, you get 3x, and then you say minus 10 minus 1, it's going to give you minus 11 is equal to 0. And then you see if this is not factorizable, then you're going to use your quadratic equation and then find the value of x and find the values of x actually, right? So yeah, this is the simplest you can ever get. And then let's get on to the next question. Okay, let me just see if this one allows me to write here, because I don't know why my iPad is misbehaving today. Okay, so this one here is similar to the question that we were just treating. You just have to make sure that you write it in a standard form first. X squared plus 9x plus 2 is equal to 0. The minute they say correct to 2 decimal places, that means you're going to use a quadratic formula, because when they say correct to 2 decimal places, it means this, all of this is not factorizable. There are no factors for this equation, so you're going to use a quadratic formula as I have stated in the previous question. So this is the trick that you must get, like this is the catch. So you're going to get 4 marks for this. So you're just going to write it in standard form. After that, you apply your quadratic formula right away, and then you get the value of x, or x1 and x2, rather 2 values of x. Okay, now we have question number 1.1.4, which involves the exponential rather the exponents. Okay, this question I'm just gonna simplify it on the other hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna allow me to copy it. Hopefully it copies. Okay, so I'm just gonna say 2 to 2x. Okay, I'm just gonna say 2 to x, and then what do I have? I have minus 9 times 2. Okay, so here I have some mistake. I have 2x minus 9 2x, and then here I also have plus 4x is equal to 0 plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so this question is super easy. You just have to know how to deal with it, because trust me, it's going to come, and then when it does, you have to know what to do. So this is super simple. It's just another way of saying, hey, take 3 marks here, because on this question here, you must look at the 2 to the power x, and then 2 times 2 to the exponent to x, right? So you're going to write 2 times 2x into 2. This is what I got for the first part here, and then you're going to subtract 9 times 2 to the power x plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, and then now you can see that this variable here, or rather this first 2 here, has a coefficient of 2 to the power x. Even this b value here has a coefficient of 2 to the power x. So it's similar to saying, or rather it's equivalent to 2y squared minus 9y plus 4 is equal to 0. If we let y is equal to 2 to the power x, that's the simplest way of solving it or simplifying it for yourself so that you don't get confused in the exam. So I'm just going to take this part here. I'm just going to copy this part and bring it down with me, copy, and then I'm going to bring it down with me, paste. Okay, so there you go. Right, so it's simple really. So what do we have here? Well, we can divide all of this by 2, right? So what we're going to do, you solve it the same way you solve your other equations. You divide everyone by 2, then you get y squared minus 9 over 2 y plus 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. So just going to have a 2 here, 2 here is equal to 0. And then just like this, you're done, because this is the equation we were dealing with earlier on. So now you're going to apply your quadratic formula like x, or rather y, is equal to plus or minus b. Wait. Let me just confirm the quadratic formula. I haven't really done this in a long time, so it kind of gets fuzzy. You just have to come back here and confirm things. Okay, minus b plus or minus b squared. Okay, so your quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus over 2a over b squared minus 4ac. Remember, the aim of this session is not to give you the answers, but I'm trying to show you exactly how you can get the answers in the most quickest way possible. So don't mind me, even if I don't get the correct answer, or even if the answer looks you're unclear on the answer, just go ahead and do it yourself so that you are able to solve this in the exam, because the trick to this thing is getting a good practice and understanding exactly what to do when you get a situation like this. I'm trying to teach you the edge cases because I can't solve all the questions, or rather I don't have the time in the world to solve all the questions. So now you know exactly that your minus b is going to be 9 over 2 plus or minus 9 over 2 minus 4. Your a is going to be 1, and then your c is going to be 2. So since we're multiplying by 1, I'm not going to put 1 there, and then all of this over, let me just confirm if my, okay, all of this over 2a over 2a. 2 times 1 is just going to be 2. Okay, so you have your y is equal to this, and then now you're gonna go down, just wanna, okay, now you're gonna say y is equal to 9 over 2 minus 9 over 2 minus 4 times 2 is going to be 8 over 2, or let me just write another value of y here in red. Okay, y, this is the second value of y is equal to 9 over 2 plus all of that in minus 8 over 2, right? But after you simplify this, I'm not going to simplify everything that's in the brackets. I hope by now you already know how to do it. After doing that, you must remember that you let your 2 to the power x equal to y. So what you're going to do is you're going to say 2 to the power x is equal to whatever that you got for the first simplification, or 2 to the power x is equal to whatever the other value that you got, right? I don't have the calculator to do it now. I don't want to simplify it, but this is what you're going to write. And then when you get a value, say for argument's sake, you get a just gonna put a value here. Say you get a 4 here, you get a 4 here, then here you get an 8. So what you're gonna do is, for the first one, you're gonna say 2 to the power x is equivalent to 2 to the power 2, and then x is equal to 2, right? And for 8 is 2 to the power 3. So 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power 3, and then x is equal to 3. That's it, you're done. Okay, so looking at the other questions, I'm just going to scroll down quickly. I will attempt to solve all of these questions in the shortest way possible. Okay, so question number 1.1.5, we have another question that looks hard, but it's extremely easy. And then this involves the sets. If you don't understand how sets works, please look at the question that I have solved previously, or rather look at the video where I was explaining the sets in one of my previous videos. Just scroll up. I don't have a lot of videos, so just scroll up in my channel and you're gonna see it. Okay, so this one is simple. I'm just gonna clear it quickly. All right, so I'm just gonna try to rewrite it as quick as I possibly can. Okay, so you have this, I think it's 1 over x, and just 1 over x plus 2 plus 2. Okay, and then is equivalent to 1 over root x. Okay, so we have two radicals here. So the square root sign is called a radical. This sign here is called a radical. Okay, it's called a radical. Okay, so we have two radicals. The other one encompasses the whole left section, like the whole expression, and then the other one encompasses only the 1 over x. Let me just confirm if I have it correctly. Perfect. All right, so what you're gonna do is I'm just want to clear the notes that I have here. Okay guys, this is extremely easy, and it's a 5-mark question, so it's easy marks. Easy marks. Okay, so you're going to square both sides because so that we can get rid of the outer radical, right? So when you square both sides, we're going to say I'm just going to put a bigger bracket here and then square. What you do on the left, you do it on the right, so that the equation keeps balance. Okay, so you're left with 1 over x plus 2 is equal to 1 over x. Okay, this is the first part. All right, and the next part is we can definitely square both sides again so that we get rid of the radical. Now something will change, something different will happen. I just want to show you. Quickly. So when we square both sides of the equation, we're gonna have a quadratic equation, right? Because this is a all right, like we have two terms here. We have two terms. That's what I want to say. Okay, so we're gonna square both sides again. So we'll have let me just put my square here and then put another square. Okay, so this one here will give us a, let me show you. So it will give us a, let me just scroll down. It will give us 1 over x plus 2, and then we're going to have another 1 over x plus 2 is equal to 1 over x squared. Okay, 1 over x squared. If you don't understand what I did here, just make sure you understand your quadratic equations and how to expand them and FOIL them out. Okay, so if you multiply these, I think most people, they make a lot of mistake. If you multiply this out, we want to FOIL it out at this point, right? So you're going to multiply this by this and this by that. Okay, so you're going to get, if you multiply this and this, you're going to get 1 over x. Okay, these radicals are going away, right? And then on the other hand, if you multiply this by that, you're going to get 1 over x plus, remember this 2 is the same, so we're going to have 2 plus 2 1 over x plus 2 1 over x, which will give us 4 1 over x. So instead of writing 2 1 over x again, I'm just going to write 4 1 over x. Okay, and then you're going to get plus 2 by 2 is 4, and then is equivalent to 1 over x squared. Okay, it's equivalent to, let me just put like green, it's equivalent to this part. Okay, I have a small screen, so I'm trying by all means to, okay, to make it easy to read without losing the meaning of it. Okay, so now we have 1 over x plus 4 1 over x plus 4 is equal to 1 over x squared. 1 over x squared. Okay, so there's something I want you guys to realize. If you look at this equation here, if we take one value to the right, we're going to equate everything to 0. Okay, and then let's see what it gives us. 1 over x plus 4 1 over x plus 4 minus 1 over x squared is equal to 0. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to factorize by grouping. By grouping, it means we're going to take the like terms and group them. We're going to take this one here and then this one and group them, and then the rest of the equations, and let's see what they give us. Okay, so we're going to get, I'm going to take this and that will give us okay, no, it's fine. I think there was a way, I thought there was a way to oversimplify it, but it's okay. Let's do it this way. All right, so if you take the one that I just circled out and then group them, you're going to have 1 over x as a common factor between the two. Okay, and then inside of this, you're going to have 1 plus 1 over x. Okay, so we simplified the ones I circled out. And then the remaining one, we're going to check the sign. We have plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 into 1 over root x plus 4. So you're going to have plus 4. 4 is a common factor, and then inside of it, we're going to have 1 over x plus 1. Okay, so these values, these roots are not the same, and the only way we can make them the same is by let me just check quickly. Okay, let me just go back to our equation and just confirm if I did everything correctly. Okay, so I'm just gonna, since I'm not getting the same value here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try, let me just scroll up quickly and solve it a different way and then quickly. Okay, so let me just try to copy that equation again. So from my memory, it looks like I had 1 over x plus 2 is equivalent to 1 over root x. Okay, so like we did in the previous solve, we're gonna square both sides. Okay, remember we're gonna get 1 over x plus 2 is equal to 1 over x squared, right? And then what we're gonna do next is it's not gonna be equal to x squared, it's just gonna be equal to x, because squaring the radical will give us x. It just removes the radicals. Okay, so on to this one. Now we have a clear direction. We're just going to take this 2 to the right hand side, so we get 1 over x is equal to 1 over x minus 2. Okay, so I'm just going to take this one a bit down and then say square both sides. I'm just going to square with a different marker. We're going to get 1 over x is equal to 1 over x minus 2 squared. Okay, we squared both sides. And then now scrolling down a bit, we're going to get 1 over x is equal to 1 over x squared. We're just going to have 2 brackets of this because it's 2 here. So let me just not get ahead of myself and try to do it and try to leave you guys behind. This is meant to be a revision session, and then I don't want to leave you guys behind at all. Okay, so this is the step that I almost missed. Okay, so you're gonna get 1 over x. This is simple. We can always let 1 over x equal to x so that we can come back and solve it, but this is straightforward. So we're just gonna fill this one and get 1 over x squared minus 4 over x. Okay, so this times this is minus 2 1 over x, and then minus 2 1 over x, which will give us minus 4 1 over x if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, minus 2, yes, and then plus 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, always make sure that your mathematics check, because if you miss out one simple FOIL value, then everything is affected and you will lose so many marks. Okay, now we managed to get rid of the radicals without having to have the headache that we did with the previous solve. So let's just finalize this one out and bring everything to the right hand side. So 0 is equal to 1 over x squared minus 4 over x minus 4 over x minus 1 over x plus 4. And then we're gonna scroll up a bit, and 0 is equal to 1 over x. Let me see, what we can do is we can multiply everyone here so that we don't have to deal with fractions. We can multiply everyone here by x squared, right? So that if you multiply 1 over x squared, like each and every value in here, each and every term, if you multiply it by 1 over or by x squared, you're going to get, on this one, you're going to get 1 and then minus, this one was going to give us minus 5 minus, this is minus 4x minus x, which will give us minus 5, right, over x squared, right? Sorry. So it was going to give us minus 5, rather this one here. Let me just get myself together. So this one here gives us minus 5 over x squared. Then if you multiply it by x squared, we're going to get okay, let me just quickly go back. I think I'm missing something out. Okay, it's fine. Now at this phase, we're just gonna take all of this and then simplify it. So we get 1 over x squared minus these terms that gives us minus 4x. These terms that gives us minus x. So you're going to get minus 5 over x squared plus 4. Okay, so 1 minus 5 over x squared gives us 0 is equal to minus 4 over x squared, something like this. Okay, minus 4 over x squared plus 4. These terms that gives us x squared. Yeah, I think we did it correctly. And then we're going to bring minus 4 over x squared to the right hand side. So we get 4 over x squared is equal to 4. Then we will cross multiply. We get, then we cross multiply. We get 4. We get 4 is equal to 4x squared. We divide both sides by 4. We get 1 is equal to x squared. And then we scroll down a bit. We get x is equal to plus or minus 1. So x is either 1 or minus 1. But this is a sad question. This is a sad question. Not sad, not sad question. It's a sad question. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and then plug our values here to see which one is more satisfied between 1 and minus 1. Okay, so we're just gonna look at our equation again and then say root of 1 over 1. We're just gonna start with a positive 1 plus 2. Okay, it's equivalent to 1 over 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is equal to 1, right? Plus 2, so it's going to give us 3. Let me see. This is going to give us 1 plus 2 is going to be square root of 3. And then on the other side, we know that 1 over root 1 is going to give us 1. So the positive 1 is not the right value. And then let's try the negative 1 and see. Negative 1, and then let's see what we get from this. Okay, negative 1, so 1 over negative 1 is minus 1. So obviously this is also not a value because the square root of negative 1 does not exist at this level of mathematics. So we're just gonna say none of this is a factor. X is not equal to minus 1 or x is not equal to 1. And then let me just confirm if I have everything correctly. So if I put 1 over there, it's going to be it's just going to be 1 plus 2, which is root 3. Yeah, so none of those are x values. None of those are real x values. Okay, now we have the 1.2 question, which is the simultaneous equations. It looks, and then the question is not in the same way we used to see it. So now it says calculate the value of x and y if x is the sum of 2 and y. So x is the sum of 2 and y. And then 5 times the product of x and y is 6. 5 times the product of x and y is 6. Five times the product of x and y is 6 more than the square of x. So it's 6 more than the square of x. Think. Clear this. Okay, it looks like this is what the equation should be looking like. And then from this, just know this is just a word problem, and then you have to understand exactly what it means. So it says 5 times the product of x and y. So the product of x and y five times is 6 more than the square of x. That's what it looks like. Okay, 6 more. 6 more means plus, less means minus, product means multiply, and then x and y is the variables being multiplied. Then 5 times something, that's something multiplied by 5, and then we put the brackets like this. Okay, so now we simplify this and solve for x and y because those are simultaneous equations. Okay, so I'm just gonna put x is equal to 2 plus y. So we're just gonna say 5 into 2 plus y is equal to 6 plus 2 plus y squared. Okay, so whenever I see y, whenever I see x, I substitute 2 plus y in the next equation, in the second equation, which is this one. So this is the first equation, this is the second equation. And whenever I see x, I put on 2 plus y. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify this. I'm just going to simplify this and make sure it's oversimplified. So it's going to be 5 into 2 plus 2y is equal to 6 plus 2 plus y squared. 2 plus y squared. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll a bit down and say 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2 times 5 is 10y is equal to 6. Rather, let's take 6 to the left hand side and say minus 6. Minus 6 is equal to 2 plus y, 2 plus y. So it's going to be 2 plus y, 2 plus y. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how you know if you did your math correct, because the equations must balance out. Okay, now 10y, 10 minus 6 is 4, is equal to 4, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4y plus y squared. So this is the FOIL out of this part. I'm just going to do it a bit quickly because this video is getting a bit long and it's going to be hard to upload on YouTube. All right, so this is on the left hand side. I'm just going to put 0 and bring everything to the right. So y squared, and I want to write it in order. So 4 minus 4 minus 10 is going to give us minus 6y, and then we have 4 minus 4 will give us this 4 here. We'll check this 4, and then we're left with 0. Then this is how it looks. And then since our equation is no longer no longer has 4 terms, we're just gonna simplify it easy and you say y minus 6, and then we know that y is equal to 0 or y is equal to 6. Now we have the values of y. Now let's look for the values of x, but we know that x is equal to 2 plus y, right? So x is equal to 2 plus y. So x is going to be equal to 2, or x is going to be equal to 2 plus 6, which is the y value that we got here. The y value that we got here, it comes here, and then it gives us 8. Okay, now let's check if everything works out. So if we take our y value of 0, I'm just going to try this y value of 0 and x value of 2 and put it into the same equation and see if it gives me balancing answers. So let's try the x is equal to 2 plus y. Okay, so we know that x is equal to 2 plus y, but we know that our y is equal to 0 and our x is equal to 2. So if we put 2 here, we're going to get 2 is equal to 2 plus y. And then if you subtract, you're going to get y is equal to 0, which is what we got there. So it means our equation is balancing out. And you can try it out with the other equation as well, the quadratic one. I just don't want to go through the torment of having to expand this because I don't have a calculator on me and my iPad is quite small. So I don't have so much options, like so much working environment. But I challenge you to do it and then send me the answer in the description. All right, guys, this is question 1 from November 2025, paper 1, and then it's worth 25 marks. I just want to encourage you on exam passing tricks. If you can check here, we have 2, 4, 4, 4, 4. These aren't just marks. They are a way for you to know if you're spending too much time on a question. For example, if you check 1.1.5, it's 5 marks. So do not spend more than 5 minutes on it. Even question 1.1.1 is 2 marks. So do not spend more than 2 minutes on it. So this is your benchmark. Work with it, and then you will know that by 25th minutes, you should be done with question 1, and then you should have gotten at least 90% on it, because this is the simplest question I've ever seen in a November question paper. So in the next session, we're going to touch on question 2, which is very, very nice and interesting, and it's a quick win, and then we'll go with the rest. Just let me know if you're unclear on any of these concepts, and then we'll go into details on it. Thank you so much, guys, for liking and subscribing, and then leave your comments and let me know how far you are with your trial. Thank you so much. Cheers.